Turn around, she says. Melinda does not wait for me to turn around. She grabs me by the shoulder, turning me around for her by herself. After a few more seconds of silence, the Stillwater girl finally seems to have found what she was looking for. She gasps loudly in astonishment. What? I ask her as I turn to face her. What is it? You're a Haflasethi, aren't you? Melinda says with a mixture of shock and excitement in her voice. That's why your aura seems so familiar. I'm a Haflasethi too. It's so nice to finally meet someone of my own race after all this time. There used to be thousands of us before the still winter, but the Lasethi have gotten much stricter with their rules since then. And there aren't very many of them left either, so you barely get to see any Havlasethi these days. She pauses. Wait, she says. So that's why Aiden has taken an interest in your group. What do you mean? I say. What's so special about me being a Havlasethi? Does it have anything to do with my stat device? Oh no, Melinda says. Not with your stat device. Then what? With what? I say, I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. Melinda says, you Stillwater sure do you like being cryptid, don't you? I ask her. Melinda smiles, but she does not answer my rhetorical question. Still, I'm surprised that you managed to get hold of a stat device, Melinda says. I was also curious to see what effect a stat device would have in a tournament like this, given my half Lasethi aura, so I tried to buy one before coming here, but there weren't any for sale anywhere I looked. On which continent? I ask. I bought mine on the western continent where I came from. You can pretty much find these on every corner of the street. I tried looking in the western continent as well, Melinda says, in more than one city. All the shop owners told me that they went out of stock several weeks before I went to make my purchase. Wait, I say, come to think of it, I also had a bit of trouble when I expected than I expected when I tried to buy my stat booster. I actually had to visit several shops before I could find one, and there was more than a month ago. If I can remember many of the shop owners being very evasive when I asked them when they would replenish the stock. It seemed almost as if they were afraid to talk about it. Do you think that these merchants might have been lying about the stock because they'd been threatened by someone who did not want them selling the devices anymore? Never mind that, Melinda says. Could you lend me your stat device for a moment? I'm curious to see how well it resonates with my aura. That's going to be awesome because she is more than likely not going to take it because otherwise the show will not progress properly. And she's probably going to unlock something because of her aura. Yeah, but make sure they don't mess with my stats, because actually I'd rather keep the stat if I don't mind. But make sure you don't mess with my stats. Secret code discovered. Of course, Melinda says. I only need to do one test and you can have it back. I take the device out of my pocket and hand it to Melinda. After she looks at it for a few seconds, the girl begins to press the side buttons of the device multiple times in quick succession. What is this? Oh, secret code, like the fucking cheat codes in like old video games. Is that it? Well, that's gonna be interesting. Like unlock a secret level or something. Wait, hold on. I promised that you wouldn't. Shh. Melinda tells me with a very serious look on her face. After a few seconds of silence, Melinda hands me back the device, looking rather displeased. It's not working, she says. I suppose that my aura has changed too much since I became a Stillwater for the device to recognize me as a half Lasethi anymore. Too bad. What were you doing just now? I ask. I saw you fiddling with the stat devices button, but nothing seems to have changed. Oh, Melinda says, I just used a code to increase the hearing stat temporarily by a few points in order to see if my actual hearing sense improves or not. It's meant to be used as a test to see how well the stat device reacts to your aura before you start using it. The code only works for hearing stats. It can only be activated once per day for a few seconds. Can you give me the code? I ask her. Sure, Melinda says. It's 3 times left, 3 times right, 2 times left, 4 times right, then left, right, left, right. Oh, and you need to do it within 5 seconds or the code won't activate. 3 left, 3 right, 2 left, 4 right, left, right, left, right. Oh, this is going to be insane. I'm totally going to forget this. Okay, I'll try. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, Melinda says. You're welcome, Melinda says. Okay. Excuse me, Layla writes as she pulls slightly on Melinda's sleeve. Yes, Melinda says, looking at Layla curiously. I have a question. Layla writes, are you able to tell the difference between Lasethi and half Lasethi just by feel of their aura? Yes, Melinda says. I've met enough half Lasethi in my lifetime to be able to make that distinction. Seem to have a pretty keen magical sense to notice the difference though. Could you, Layla starts to write, but she pauses for a few seconds. Could you tell me if I'm a half Lasethi as well? Layla continues. A half Lasethi, Melinda asks, surprised. She gets closer to Melina, that furrows her brows like she did with me earlier. Melinda says that while she studies her for a few seconds. No, you're definitely not a half Lasethi. This is a regular Lasethi aura anyway, I look at it. I see, Layla writes with a faint smile on her face. Thank you for your answer. Seeing her relieved smile, I suddenly remember the story she told me about the Lasethi from her youth that treated her like some kind of reject because she was mute, who were accusing her of being a half Lasethi due to her disability. Seems that those people slander had a had in fact affected her a lot more than she let on until now. Well, Melinda says as she turns to the rest of us, I believe that we're done for the day. If anyone else has any objections, I would very much like it if you could begin our journey tomorrow at the crack of dawn. Actually, Darren says, we still need to get some papers from the king before we can leave the city. We're visiting him later today, so it's not guaranteed that he'll have them ready by the time we get there. Hold on. Darren takes his backpack off. He pulls out a transceiver out of it, which he then hands over to Melindra. We'll contact you through this transceiver in case our plans change, Darren says. Don't worry about the range. It's been enchanted to cover very long distances, so you will be able to we will be able to contact you no matter where you are in the city. Okay, then Melinda says as she puts the transceiver in one of her pockets. If nothing changes, then we'll meet at the city's northern gate as soon as the sun rises. We'll need to head north to reach Olinder's anyway, so we might as well meet at the gate that's closest to our destination. Sounds good, Darren says. We'll see you all tomorrow, Melinda says with a smile. Then she goes on her way. Damn it, I say as I watch her leave. She still didn't tell us how to become a Stillwater. You'll have all the time you need to ask her that question starting tomorrow, Darren says. We'll be traveling together for a while, remember? Until she teleports us or something. Or maybe just Aiden, who's just that OP or whatever. Alright, I say. Anyway, Darren says, we should probably be heading for the palace. The king seems rather busy. I'm not sure how long he'll be waiting for us. He told me that we should wait for about an hour before heading for the palace, I say, because he still had to arrange a few things with his army. I suggest we do some shopping in the meantime. I've seen plenty of shops while we were walking between the palace and the arena. We won't really get any chance to buy stuff for a very long time after we leave Thilius. Now that would probably be for the best, Darren says. I'll meet you all back at my house, Rose says. If it's going to be your last night in Thilius, then I'll be sure to have a feast waiting for you when we get back to the mansion. By the way, I have still got that playthrough saved where I got together with Rose. Oh no, I deleted that playthrough like this. Just started before I started this. Damn it, I was wondering what I was forgetting. Hold on. Just stay with me for a minute. I need to check. Did I actually delete the shit that I was saving specifically for this? This is ridiculous. Just give me a second. I'm right here. Okay, no. Okay, good. I did not delete it. Okay, good. Okay, I have 3 saves. So basically the first save is my playthrough that I played. Of the first chapter of the book. That's my playthrough. And the second is the ideal playthrough that I played. And the third is the ideal playthrough I played where I got together with Rose. And the fourth save is my playthrough that I'm playing right now, the second chapter of the book. So yeah, we good. We are good. I almost thought I deleted it this morning. Anyway, we're looking forward to it, how Rick says. Once we wave goodbye to Rose, we start heading towards the castle of Thilius at a leisurely pace. As soon as we set out, Araka begins to making muffled noises again from inside her amulet. What is it, Araka? Flower says as she opens the amulet. I can't believe the nerve of that girl, Araka shouts with her voice sounding like 3 separate voices talking at the same time. Did you see what she did? She just closed my amulet without even as much as a hello. So much as a hello. Is there any way to act with someone you've known for hundreds of years? You know, I've always meant to ask, I say to Araka, what's up with that voice of yours? Most of the time it sounds normal, but there are times when you sound as if there are 3 of you talking at the same time. Is that what happens when banshees get old? Oh no, it's not. It has nothing to do with age, Araka says. Those 2 other voices are from the first 2 spirits that absorbed while I was still in the magical plane, Elrica and Rinaru, I think. It's been too long, I don't remember the names that clearly anyway. The first 2 spirits, I say? You mean that you've absorbed more than 2 spirits while even in the magical plane? Oh yeah, I've absorbed hundreds of them, Araka says. The method that I used to for absorbing other spirits was still experimental when I used it on Elrica and Rinaru, which is why their voices still pop up from time to time, even after all those thousands of years. I didn't have any more problem with absorbing all the other spirits though. But didn't the other spirits try to stop you? I ask. Of course they did, Araka says. But I was only getting stronger with each spirit that I absorbed. By the time that the really strong spirits figured out what I was doing, I was already too much for them to handle. What happens to the spirits that you absorb? Is there a reason why you got... Is this the reason why you got banned from the magical plane? I want to know both of them, but I believe the second one is... obvious that this is probably why she got banned. But I kind of want to know what happens to the spirit. I mean, probably the power gets absorbed into her, right? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. What happens to the spirits that you absorb? Are they still alive inside of you? Sort of, Araka says. Technically, they're still there, but they're in a dormant state. They're not conscious of anything happening around them. The absorption process is irreversible, so they may as well be dead for all the difference it would make. So what did the gods have to say about all this? I said, didn't you say that they live on the magical plane too? Why couldn't they just unite against you in order to kill you? Ha, Araka says, you don't think they tried? But you don't think they tried? The gods are nothing special. They're magical spirits like the rest of us. They only started calling themselves that after they found out that they could harness energy from the beings on the earthen plane as long as they made them into their loyal followers. Once they gained enough followers, all of that worshipping went to their heads, and they began to call themselves gods as if they were somehow more special than the rest of us. All of the godly power that they gained from the worship still didn't help them when I killed half of their kind by myself though. You killed half of the gods on the magical plane, I asked her. Yeah, but to be fair, it was mostly the weaker ones who didn't have that many followers, Arga says. The stronger ones like the god of death, the god of fate, the god of time managed to hold their own against me pretty well. So we went on a bit of a stalemate for some time while I went to absorb more spirits and they tried to gather more followers. Was this when they decided to ban you from the magical plane, I asked her? No, it was sometime after that, Arga says. When they realized that they couldn't amass their followers with the speed that I was absorbing other spirits, they had some sort of meeting where they invited all the powerful spirits in the realm, including the ones who did not call themselves God, like the golden fox, who was still in the magical plane at the time. In that meeting, they decided to ban me from their realm, along with every other female spirit that belonged to what you people call civilized races here on Earthen Plane. You know, like humans, elves, gnomes, be like, what? They decided to ban me from the realm along with every other female spirit that belonged to what you people call civilized race here on Earthen Plane. You know, like humans, elves, gnomes, but humans are both males and females. So what do you mean by female spirits exactly? They belong to what you people call. I have no clue what this even means. But you have different races in the magical plane. The fox originated from the magical plane. How did she end up here then? Why didn't you ask her yourself? Araka says. You are friends with her now, aren't you? Friends isn't exactly the word I use to describe our relationship with her, I say.